morning. My name is Megan Edwards with Focus Communications, and today we're getting the latest updates from Kuya Silver, which trades on the Canadian Securities Exchange under the symbol KUYA. Joining me once again is Kuya's President and CEO, David Stein. David, thanks for being on here today.
Thanks, Megan. This is, I guess, our wrap-up interview for 2024, and it's a great time to look at what we've done in the past and look forward to a big 2025.
Yes, absolutely, it is. So for our listeners who may be new to the Kuya story, could you start by giving us a brief introduction to the company?
Yeah, we've got two district-scale silver projects. Our flagship project is the Bethania silver mine in Peru. We recently put it back into production in 2024, so it is a producing silver mine. And we've expanded quite a bit the land and found other satellite deposits. So it's become a really big project for us that we are excited to see grow over the next several years. And then the Silver Kings project in Northern Ontario, similar in the sense that it's another very high-grade silver deposit or silver project. Multiple kind of satellite deposits all within a kind of a district that we control. And that one's a little earlier stage where we're still making discoveries there right now. So that's the company. It's the two projects, and we're, the big change is that we're now a silver producer, and we're becoming one of very few publicly traded silver producers out there. So we're joining a very elite company.
Right. So let's start with Silver Kings. Can you walk us through the targets and some of the early results from the 10,000-meter drill program that began in Q3?
Sure. Silver Kings is topical because we're just about to, we're going to be able to put out news very early in 2025 on this. We're continuing to drill it, and following up from our fall drill program is still ongoing into the new year here. And so we've really focused on on a couple of different areas. In the northern area, we've got Campbell Crawford, where we made our big grassroots discovery last year, and now we're fleshing that out and finding that it's a much bigger zone than we knew about when we just hit it with one hole. And then with Frontier, which is down in the southern part, that's we put out a press release more recently on that. Again, we made a brand new discovery there. That in that particular spot was more cobalt rich, but again, that means that we're very close to the silver usually. So we've got lots of different targets within this 30-kilometer north to south land package, but those are the two focus areas for us right now.
And as we head into 2025, can you share what investors can expect from Silver Kings over the next few months?
Yeah, look, I think the next few months, we're going to be after making the discovery on Frontier Northwest here, and this is the Hammerstrom vein that we hit, which is basically super high-grade cobalt mineralization. You can see 6.5% with some very interesting silver leaking up there as well, probably coming from another silver zone close by, we think. And so that is that's something that we focused on in the fall. We're now more focused on Campbell Crawford. So let's go back to the big map here. Up here in the north, that's where our next set of drill results are going to come from. And we're fleshing out Campbell Crawford, which, for those who may or may not recall, after we made the initial discovery, we drilled a bunch more holes in late 2023 and found that there's almost like a spider web of veins all interconnected with one another at depth. And it's really finding, fleshing out that web of veins or that network of veins that's going to really lead us to, find out where the richer zones are. Obviously, that's important, and eventually resource calculation. Air Geode is the one nearby that's either an extension or possibly just a close by but separate zone. We'll be, we're drilling those areas right now.
So let's turn our attention to your flagship Bethania project. And could you highlight some of the key milestones from 2024 and what investors can look forward to in 2025?
Yeah, 2024 was really a huge year for us. I mean, you wouldn't know it by looking at the stock price, but we started early on in the year with essentially getting the mine ready to go back into production. We did that, what we call reconditioning, and then at the same time we were able to do some exploration on our satellite prospects, and we found a new zone called Tito PH that is only 1.5 kilometers south, has consistent high grades at surface, which is very exciting and makes it probably a little bit better than our other targets that we found, or other silver deposits that we found at surface in the district. And then we had our first production from underground in May. We had our first sale of concentrate in October. We're continuing to mine and sell concentrate now. And then we kind of wrapped up the year with a announcement with an LOI with this very innovative company, based in Canada, called Nova Mira, that does essentially mine drilling from surface. So something that we think is very applicable to the Bethania silver vein system.
Absolutely. And one of your recent news releases from Bethania mentioned a letter of intent with Nova Mira to utilize their surgical mining technology. Can you explain how this near-surface mining technique could benefit the project?
Yeah, I mean, basically what they do is they drill wide diameter holes, wide enough to capture a whole vein, and you do it from surface. So if you've got a vein coming up to surface that is too narrow to mine in an open pit because there would be too much waste, you can use this technique, and so it's very applicable for high grade vein systems, because you can't mine those underground because they're too close to surface, and you can't mine them from surface because there's too much waste. So this is a way that you can actually get production very quickly from these veins. And again, the silver veins at Bethania tend to come right up to surface. And that's definitely, we found many of our veins at Bethania, the Hilltop Zone, Tito, Carmelitas, numerous veins. We're probably, between the four areas, probably looking at, 60, 75 veins that we've mapped and sampled at surface, something like that. So this is a way that we can go in and get much earlier, much cheaper production. And again, it's not going to work for all ore deposits, but for Bethania, it seems like it's a really nice solution for us to get a little bit of extra production. It's not going to affect what we do underground with our conventional mining, and and we're very excited to kind of explore the possibilities with Nova Mira in 2025.
So this year has seen several silver mining transactions as the industry continues to consolidate. Looking ahead to what promises to be a busy 2025 for Kuya, could you share your thoughts on the silver mining space and the potential value this represents for shareholders as you move forward or toward full production?
Sure. You make a great point. There have been, two major acquisitions in the silver space. Two of these EBITDA positive blue dots that I have on this chart are going to disappear pretty soon as those deals close here in the coming weeks. Silvercrest is one and Gatos is the other one. So they're both silver producers in Mexico. And not to mention, there have been some pretty high profile gold deals as well. And of course, in the precious metal space, we have to broadly watch what is happening in gold as well. So I think there is a recognition from some of the bigger players that its timing is good to buy. There definitely has been a surprising outperformance of the larger cap names. Maybe not surprising when you consider how important liquidity is to the markets. But and they're using that paper and also their cash flow from gold and silver operations to go and make acquisitions. So with that being said, the silver space is extremely small. It's only getting smaller. And by space, I mean the producers. Okay, there's it's very easy to go and stake land and start drilling holes to be an Explorco, but to actually produce and mine anything, let alone silver, is very, very difficult. And that's why there's very few companies that do it in silver. There's only about 10 or so that produce mostly silver. There's probably another 2 or 3 that are like 50-50 gold silver companies as well. And once you start making, money and significant money, here I think the lowest one on this chart is just under 20 million in EBITDA. The market tends to give you a pretty significant valuation. Part of that's due to the scarcity, part of it is due to bullishness on silver, etc. But the scarcity. There's very few ways to play silver with kind of a low risk company that's going to make money day in, day out. And so, those companies basically go from penny stocks to billion-dollar companies, within that ramp up. And, we think Kuya and the Bethania mine has the same potential.
Finally, David, to wrap things up, what excites you most about Kuya Silver in 2025 and beyond?
Well, look, I think what's really exciting is that we have been able to, get a mine going under very difficult circumstances. The market has not helped us out. We've not seen anything close to, a bull market in the mining stocks. And even though the metal price has been quite positive, so we can make a lot of money at $28, $29, $30 silver. And we've done some great work to get the mine into production. So what really excites me in 2025 is continuing to execute, being able to start to do some exploration too. I think is very exciting because we've really only scratched the surface with Bethania. We have not done any proper drilling since 2021, so going on 4 years now. And we know that there's a whole huge district. We've proven it with all the surface work we've done. We know there's a big silver district waiting to be kind of fleshed out, and very excited, to start getting into that as well.
All right. Well, David, thank you so much for sharing these updates, and we look forward to having you back on soon with the latest from Kuya in 2025.
My pleasure. Anytime. Thank you.